It's time. It's time to start some self-improvement in your life to get to where you want to be. All right? To become the best version of yourself. And you're going to be developing your body, your mind, and most importantly, your soul. All right? So, I'm going to be listing a bunch of different things you can do to help yourself get there. And you might want to try all of these, or you might just want to try one of them, but I guarantee every single one of them will help you. So at least try one of them if you don't have the time for all right now. So first off it sounds very simple, but it's a thing that a lot of people here in America don't do, is go to the gym. All right? When you might be insecure about starting to go to the gym. All right? I know I was. I started probably my freshman year of high school, but then I stopped for a little while and maybe continued junior year a little bit before. And I know when I first started going, I was like the skinniest kid ever. I was skin and bones, very insecure about my body and myself in general. And when I started going to the gym, I would think to myself, oh, what are people thinking about me when they look at me? Because I thought I was too skinny and stuff, so I was like, oh, people think I look so bad. I was worried about doing exercises incorrectly. I was like, these people are going to look at me and judge me. And people don't care all that much. And so if you're really skinny and want to build some muscle, get in the gym. Also, if you're overweight. Now, I've never been overweight, but if you're overweight, get yourself in the gym. I know when I got a bug that keeps flying in my face. When I see an overweight person in the gym, seriously, I look at them and I think to myself, good for them. Because I know there's a lot of people who are overweight and very skinny that are just too insecure to go to the gym, so they don't. But if you're overweight or you're really skinny and you want to build a better body, get in the gym, all right? Now, I know there's a lot of things about body positivity nowadays, and if you're really overweight, that's okay. And when you're starting from anywhere, that's okay. But if you're overweight, I've personally never been overweight, but if you're overweight and you're fine with that, that's fine. But if you're overweight and want some change and want to build a better body, I recommend going to the gym. And listen, for people who are overweight or very skinny, or just insecure about your body in general, most people at the gym are pretty nice. In between people's sets, or when they're done with their exercise, you can go up to them, you can start a conversation, talk about anything. You can ask them to spot you. You can ask them if you're doing an exercise correctly. And most people, now I'm not going to guarantee, because there's some people who are just, some of the gym rats in there are they're so in their shit, and they'll just tell you off when you try to talk to them. But 90% of the people, you go up to them, they're pretty friendly, and they'll help you out, all right? They'll make sure you're doing your exercises correctly, blah, 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 everything, all right? So get yourself in the gym. That's number one. Number two, I'm not really an expert in this, but I can give some advice on this, is diet and eating. Now, I know right now for me, I actually haven't been eating enough, so that's why I'm not gaining the muscle and the weight that I want to. So make sure you're eating enough. And then I guess for people who are a little bit overweight, make sure you're not eating too much. But also, I'm not an expert in diet, but look, I'm a pretty skinny and lean guy just from my genetics. Not the lean part. I had to work for some of the muscle I have, but I don't really have to watch what I eat, so I can't really gain fat easily. So I don't have it's not difficult for me to stay skinny, I guess. But at the same time, I know when I eat healthier, I feel better. If I eat just a bunch of processed shit food, eat McDonald's or whatever, once in a while it's fine. But if I notice myself just eating a bunch of shit food in one day, I'll feel more sluggish. But if I eat healthy things, I feel better in my body and also in my mind. I feel like my mind is more clear and works better. So that's a little bit on eating and stuff. Again, I'm not really that much of an expert on that. Next, there's two squirrels fighting up here. Let's see if I can show you this. Get his ass. Oh. Alright, so next one is meditation. This is something that I haven't done in a little while, but meditation has always really helped me. Alright? So, there's not really a certain way to meditate. I mean, when people think of meditation, a lot of the time they think about like just sitting down, like with your legs crossed and just sitting there and that's I do that sometimes. That is a way to do it, but meditation is just clearing your mind, and you don't have to sit in that position. You can literally lay down, and that can be considered meditation. And there's not one purpose of it. There's like meditations where you do because you want to clear your mind, and there's also meditations that you can do to manifest certain things. And you can look it up. There's a bunch of different things, but I know if you're trying to clear your mind, sitting down and just focusing on your breathing really helps you calm down. And for the manifestation type stuff, go look up videos on that, because I'm not an expert on that right now. I used to do some of it, but right now I'm not really into it that much. And then also walking. Like, I'm walking right now. Bugs keep attacking me. I'm walking right now, and listen, if I'm in a shitty mood or something, all I gotta do is walk outside and start walking, and my mood increases. No matter what the weather is. Of course, sunny weather and warm weather makes me feel better, but whatever it is, still works. And I find when I walk, not only does it clear my head, but if I want to think about a certain topic or find a solution to a problem, instead of just sitting in my room and overthinking, if you get out and you walk, I find that most of the time you actually find the solution to your problem, and you get the answer you're looking for. Another thing, running. Running does something that the gym just can't do. The gym is great. You build your muscle, you lose weight, and it feels good. And you work on all the different parts of your body. And when you're pushing for one more rep and it's really difficult, you feel great after. But something with running, it just gives you a different type of dopamine. It gives you a different type of feeling. And if you run, you're going to start out where you're going to start out. The most I've probably ran, and this might not even be that much for the runners out there, but the most I've probably ran straight is like 7 miles, maybe a tiny bit less, or around 7 miles, whatever it is. But you can start out running with just a mile or less if you can't even do a mile, and then work it up. But I find after you run, it's like they call it runner's high, I guess. You just feel great after, and you feel great after the gym sometimes, but sometimes you don't. But I find like with running, it usually never misses. Sure, you're exhausted, but you get like that high every time. Something else is journaling. Instead of just sitting and overthinking about your problems, when you sit down and you write about them, just like walking, you find the solution usually. Like, I'll just feel a certain way, be thinking about some sort of issue in my life, and I'll just start writing about this. Like, I felt like this, I've been feeling like this for a while, or I feel like this right now, this is the problem, blah, blah, blah. And then as I'm writing, I'll just get into that flow state, and I'll kind of just write out the answer for myself. Like, it'll just come to me. And, when you're writing, not every time the answer comes to you. Like, there's been times where I've written and I'm in the same place I am when I first started writing. But overall, most of the times when I have an issue and I write it down, I find the answer. And I think that's it for now. But those are just a few habits you can do. And catch you guys in the next one.